get in here. Recording a YouTube show.
Oh, yeah. How y'all doing? This is Buck Isaacs and hentz on the Indiana Whitetail Boys. We're going to tell you a little bit about how our season went in Indiana. Get started with old hentz here.
Oh, well, this deer season, it was definitely a unique one. Seen a lot of deer movement. You're actually in our city. You're allowed to kill 2 bucks this year. Unfortunately, I didn't get to make contact with one. Well, actually, I did make contact with one, but loss of blood. It was raining. Bad shot, I guess. I reckon.
What's a bad shot? Yeah, it's just one of them things.
It
looked good. It looked good.
But, this deer season was definitely special for me because it was my last one. As I leave in June for the Army. I'll be back next year, sometime during deer season.
Shoot a comment below and tell them thanks for our service.
It was definitely a good deer season. Shooting old Hoyt Defiant Turbo. One of the best shooting bows I've ever shot.
Talk about what kind of broadheads you use.
I used Grim Reaper broadheads. When I shot the doe earlier this year. Good blood. I mean, real good blood. Definitely the exit wound was, about besides the softball. Good shot. Yeah.
You must be shooting fireball.
I had a bullet on the end of the arrow. But those are illegal. So, any DNR, I'm sorry if you're watching this, but yeah.
Talk about a couple arrows here.
These are arrows I was shooting this year. Carbon Express, Maximus, Reds. Good flying arrows, shooting 265s on 65 pounds. I was getting about 323 feet per second. It was definitely a good deer season. But one thing I suggest about these arrows is make sure they're in contact. Because Dawson Vest.
You know what I think about these arrows? Crap! They're crap, you see? You see how I broke this? They're crap. I'm sorry, I had to point that out. Sorry. They're actually not that bad. It's just, they break really easy. But, my experience...
The spawn on these arrows is one of the straightest I've ever shot.
Yeah.
They're expensive, but they're definitely worth it. If you're shooting a bow with,
that kind of hurt.
Higher poundage and more feet per second, like all the newer compounds, with Hoyt and Bear and Matthews, all those bows and plus more, you probably want to get the 365 instead of 265 Maximus. Actually, the 250s, you want to get the 350s, not the 265. Practically all I gotta say.
I was shooting the same carbon Maximus, and they did pretty well. They flew pretty straight. They're actually the best accurate arrow on the market right now, I think, as I know of. But I'm going to tell you guys a little story. I was actually hunting behind the house, which I don't own much land, but government property half the time. But anyway, we'll get past that. I shot a doe, and I kind of made a good shot. I kind of made a bad shot. I kind of meant to do it, and then I kind of didn't meant to do it. And you just one of the moments you just don't think, and you do think, and you're like, oh crap, I better paralyze her so she don't run. Oh crap, I better just longer, so she'll run about 10, 15 yards and die. Well,
Never spawn shoot a deer.
that's what I did. And she dropped right in her tracks. I went up to her. I shot her again. Actually shot her 3 times. And, well, what happened was I had them raised extreme 2.3 cutting diameter broadheads, and they didn't expand out on me. Broke my arrow. Broke about $120 worth of arrow and broadheads, and I swore to God I'd never go back to them. Well, this year I'm back to them. So, hey, worked pretty good. So that's about all we got for you today. This is Buck Isaacs and hentz.
We still got about turkey hunting.
Oh yeah. Get the old gobbler out.
Well, next thing comes in here in Indiana, besides rabbit, coyote right now. We come soon in April. Turkey season comes back in. I've never personally shot a turkey. One of the hardest things to shoot. So I mean, I had a few encounters last year with some turkeys, heard them gobbling. They're gobbling real good, but never got it done. Hopefully this year's a little different. You'll see some of those turkey hunting videos. Luke has about a $2 decoy right here.
Hey, it's just one of them cheap blow up ones. That's all I can afford right now.
It's a
Hey, got a good head on it. Not seeing real.
no Jill decoy
Blow it up like a
by
blow-up
Cherokee
toy.
Sports.
Blow it up like a blow up toy. You know it? Play with it.
Well, that's your own personal problem. But yeah, this thing's a piece of junk.
No, no, it ain't. It gets the job done. That's all that matters.
Here, we'll blow it up for you. And while I'm doing that, you can talk.
Anyway, while he's blowing up his toy, we're going to talk about a winter encounter I have this past deer season. Some of y'all know, and some of y'all don't know, I shot a big 14-pointer, and that went downhill. So I'm going to give you some tips what to do and what not to do, and what to do what I should have not did. First of all, I'm hunting in a thick area, and this buck came in 60 yards. I had my gun, had a 12 gauge, should have took a rifle, but whatever. Came in 60 yards broadside. It was so thick I had one little angle, and that was the only shot. And I usually say, don't take the shot unless it's perfect. It has to be perfect, has to be played perfect. But I got a little 200.
How about wind?
I got 2 under my britches that day, and I shot, and it looked like a good shot. The deer fell. And I thought he was down. It was so thick, I just thought he was laying there. I waited about 30 minutes. I got out of the stand, popped my head off. I hope it's supposed to do that. But anyway, he's killing turkeys over here. Got out of my stand. I jumped him up. That's my first mistake. Should have backed out no matter what kind of shot it was. But I found really good blood. I mean, it bled perfect. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better blood trail. And it started bedding down every 20 to 30 yards, and every 20 to 30 yards I took, I jumped him up. Well, I pushed him all the way up to the next farm, and he was nice enough to
jump.
He was nice enough to let me go over there and track him while I went down to droughts, and I was hunting that next. Make the long story short, I was hunting the next morning, or the next evening, actually, and I was all bummed out about that deer, and you got to shake that out of your head, or you're gonna make another mistake. So and my dad ended up calling me, telling me to get over to the next farm. He has this deer. The next farmer has this deer 10 yards with his quad. He's hurt bad. Well, I slid down my tree, made a 15-minute walk to another farm. Well, actually, longer than that. So about a 5. went through thorns, got cut up. You know, it's worth it. But I went over. I turned on his quad. We get there. He's nowhere to be found. Well, got in his bed. He had blood on the front side of his bed and the back side. So after that, last time I seen him, biggest deer I ever